guys. So as we just saw, that was Wanda Durant, Kevin's mother, this morning on Good Morning America, talking about her son, the injury, and all the fallout from that. So we've heard guys like Charles Barkley discuss how the Warriors are fully to blame for KD playing in Game 5. Max, let me ask you this, and it comes across a bit harsh, but do you think KD actually deserves more blame for his own fate?
KD's 100% responsible for his own fate. The Warriors applied pressure. I didn't like it. The media applied pressure. I didn't like it. Maybe teammates did. I don't like that. Remember I said I'll give you tomorrow's news today. I came into this series saying it's going to be a 6-game series. Y'all getting closed out in Game 6. After going into Game 4, going into Game 4, I told you the road team wins out. So far, 2 consecutive road team wins. I believe the third one's coming up. I also told you, I sat on this set the day before the injury and said, KD shouldn't play. He should wait. He is risking catastrophic injury to his leg that could affect the rest of his career. And then it happened. So I understand that the doctors are saying it's a calf, not an Achilles, even though it looked like an Achilles at the time. But, okay, it's a calf. But now it's the Achilles? But what was I sitting? I'm not a doctor, and yet it made sense to me that, well, that looked like an Achilles. If it's a calf, the calf bone seems to me to be connected to the Achilles bone. Careful, KD. And then it happened. Now, so I'm sympathetic to all that. But in the end, the reason I'm sitting here saying, KD, don't do it, is because it's on him. You decide. You have to deal with the pressure. You decide your own fate. And beyond that, when I was a kid, I didn't understand what taking responsibility really meant. I used to hear, well, you're responsible for everything that happens to you. And I thought, well, hold up. Unlucky stuff happens all the time. How's that my fault? It doesn't mean it's your fault. It means it's happening to you. No one else is taking responsibility for it. This is your life. And in KD's case, this was his decision. Look at Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard with more pressure. The great Greg Popovich parading out guys like Tony Parker, the most esteemed organization, right? Telling Kawhi he should come back and play, exerting pressure. Kawhi said, no, check this out. Try this. Trade me. I know my leg hurts, and you guys are doing it. Trade me. Didn't talk in the media, didn't do anything. You know what he did? He's in the finals right now. That's what Kawhi did. He didn't succumb to that pressure. KD did. Do I feel bad for him? Yes, I do. But it's not just does he deserve more blame. It is 100% the choices he makes, his responsibility. He is a grown man. It's his responsibility.
Well, the question, listen, I don't disagree with you that it's his responsibility. I just don't want to hear the word blame because that has such a strong negative connotation, and I don't believe that. First of all, let's go down the list. Number one, I've had doctors that have nothing to do with the NBA call me yesterday and said, that's happened to plenty of people before that didn't have a calf injury. It could have happened to him no matter what. You know, the bottom line is that one has nothing to do with the other. I don't believe that, but that's what they say. And I'm no doctor, so I'm going to defer to them. Number two, when we talk about KD, let's understand something here. And as citizens, as sports fans, we're going to have to make up our minds about something. Because we can talk about Kevin Durant being responsible all we want to. But let's cut out with the negativity in this regard. It's his life. It's his career. This man, he could have made an easier decision. Let me ask everybody, rhetorically that is, how would you have felt about this decision? Well, I'm Kevin Durant, and I've collected over $300 million in my career. I got a player option that's going to pay me $31.5 million this year. If I don't do anything but lay at home and chill and watch soap operas and eat crunch berries, I'm still getting a minimum of $31.5 million next year. Oh, by the way, there's at least 27, 28 other teams that I could say to them, I'm going to be out for the entire 2019-2020 season. And they still going to give me max dollars in excess of $150 million. So guess what? I could have sat back and did nothing. I could have sat back and said, I don't need this. I'm straight. I want to play ball in the future. What did he do? It's a championship. It's a championship on the line. And let me address your point about Kawhi Leonard, because I'm not taking anything away from Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard don't have much to say. He's the cyborg, no emotion, etc., etc. Here's what I don't like about the comparison. Kawhi Leonard played 9 games last year. What was speculated about him was a season-long adventure. Kevin Durant was available all year long. He was available first round, second round against Houston, first 5 games. He was there. So you're talking about an opportunity to win a championship. And a guy that is one of the elite ballers on the planet Earth, watching the Cyborg run roughshod over the Golden State Warriors, watching the Cyborg be talked about by Max Kellerman and others. He's the best in the world. Is it possible that even though he's not 100%, this brother is looking at Steph, he's looking at Clay, he's saying, with me there, we would smoke these brothers. 3-1 down, watch me come back and smoke these brothers, because he didn't come on the court in Game 5 and tried to fit in. Immediately, he started drilling threes. Immediately, he was like, guess who's here? That, to me, has baller written all over it. And to me, I'm like, okay, you got hurt. But the bottom line is, I don't knock him for making that decision at all, because that's what champions are made of.
Okay. I agree with that. When we're saying who's to blame for his fate, I'm saying we could use the word blame or whose responsibility is KD's
responsibility,
fate.
sure.
That's right. But to blame doesn't – I'm not just saying that because he got hurt, that is a bad thing. That's his choice. Remember when it was Zion Williamson, whether he should play or not? And I said it depends what's in Zion Williamson's heart. No one should make that decision for him. If it were me, I'd be like, I'm not risking that. But that's not him. He did what he
And I was saying, if he's healthy,
right,
you don't quit on your team in the middle of the season when you came there for a national championship.
Zion Williamson echoed what you had to say, and that's hit. But had he had another point of view, that'd have been all right with me. This is what I'm saying about KD. He had an acute injury. You say, well, Kawhi was only available for 9 games. KD had an acute injury. At that point, he was jeopardizing his health. And when he's watching Kawhi get all the accolades, right, he's hearing that and witnessing that. The reason Kawhi is in a position to do it is because he didn't let the pressure affect him in a way where he buckled, he caved, and then jeopardized the rest of his career. He did the right thing by him, in his opinion. Now, let me say this finally. If KD, his contributions, which were significant in this finals, even in those however many minutes, the championship, or even if they don't, just that contribution made, but especially if they do, then that's a decision KD made. I sacrificed the health and the prime of my career on the altar of sacrificing for a team championship. Good or bad, however those consequences, the chips fall, that was his decision exclusively and his responsibility.
And I'm saying don't ignore the baller element of it all, because remember this. Yeah, you can bring health into the equation. I'm bringing balling into the equation. Remember, Michael Jordan destroyed Clyde Drexler. Why? Because they were talking about Clyde Drexler was on my level. They must have lost their damn mind. I got to send that message. Now, obviously, he wasn't injured, and neither was Clyde Drexler. I'm just talking about the mentality when you can ball and you are elite and somebody is chirping about somebody being better than you. It is not a crime to want to go at them. A matter of fact, it's the very thing we applaud. That's what it is.
So you see how
that's what you want.
See how Kawhi in the fourth quarter gave him 12 minutes and 12 points in about 6 seconds.
Of course,
with the game on the line.
Not optimal timing because he had free agency this summer and a lot on the line for him. But
Kawhi did
money. Now money was. He has nothing to worry about money-wise.
I'm not sure about that.
I'm talking about legacy, all that, his health, what matters. We know he's set for life regardless. All right, we'll leave it there.